Every great golf course has a story. Some begin with an architect, some with a championship. This one begins with a name, Sentosa, a name chosen in 1970, meaning peace and tranquility, a name inspired by the Sanskrit word santosha. Perhaps no name could better describe the island that would one day become home to one of Asia's most celebrated golf courses. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Bhupendra Singh. Singapore has been an important chapter in my own golfing journey. While working at a golf course on the mainland, I often found myself returning to Sentosa, not only to cheer the island but to admire one of Asia's finest championship golf courses, built largely on a land reclaimed from the sea. Sentosa Golf Club is home to the world renowned Serapong Course. Overlooking the Singapore Strait, it combines dramatic coastal scenery with strategic design, immaculate conditioning, and a commitment to sustainability that has made it one of the most respected golf clubs in the world. It has welcomed the Singapore Open, LIV Golf Singapore, and many of the greatest names in the game. But beyond the championship lies another story, a story of transformation, a story of vision, engineering, and nature coming together to create one of modern golf's finest masterpieces. This is the story of Sentosa Golf Course hole by hole. The outward nine introduces golfers to the defining character of the Serapong. Winding through the tropical vegetation and along the shores of the Singapore Strait, these opening holes combine strategic golf with spectacular coastal scenery. Water, elevation, and Sentosa's distinctive white bunkers shape decisions from the very first tee, while immaculate conditioning reflects the club's reputation as one of Asia's finest championship venues. It is an opening journey that reveals how modern design, engineering, and natural beauty can exist in perfect harmony. Every championship course makes an opening statement. At the Serapong, that statement is one of precision rather than power. This short dogleg right appears inviting from the tee, but its modest length is deceptive. Success begins with a well positioned drive. The ideal line finds the center of the fairway, opening the best angle into the green. Drift too far right, and mature trees together with the strategically placed bunkers complicate the approach. Miss left, and the natural slope carries the ball away from the preferred landing area. From the correct position, only a short approach remains, but it demands precise distance control to a green guarded by bunkers. Under firm championship conditions, even a slight error can turn a birdie chance into a delicate recovery. It is a calm beginning to the round, one that quietly reminds every golfer that good scoring begins with the very first shot. The second offers one of the most memorable views in Asian golf. From the elevated tee, the skyline of Singapore's central business district rises beyond the green, creating a remarkable contrast between one of the world's busiest cities and the peaceful surroundings of Sentosa Island. At just 154 meters, it is the shortest hole on the outward nine, yet it demands complete commitment. The green sits well below the tee, where coastal breeze and changing elevation makes club selection critical. Six brilliantly sculpted bunkers surround the putting surface, leaving little margin for error and placing a premium on both distance and accuracy. A confidently struck iron can produce an excellent birdie opportunity. A hesitant swing quickly discovers that the shortest holes often leave the longest memories. The third marks the first true championship test. At 453 meters, it is the longest par 4 on the outward 9 and carries the distinction of stroke index 1. The fairway bends sharply left around a stand of mature trees, presenting golfers with an immediate decision. Play safely around the corner for a demanding long approach or challenge the trees with a bold drive that catches the downslope and dramatically shortens the hole. Whichever route is chosen, the second shot still demands both length and precision to a well protected green surrounded by bunkers. The third is where the Serapong begins to reveal its competitive character. It asks every golfer the same question: do you trust the percentage play or do you trust your swing? The fourth is the first par 5 on the Serapong and one of its most dramatic. Sweeping around a tidal lagoon, it introduces the course's first true risk and reward challenge. From the tee, the shortest route lies directly across the water. A bold drive that successfully carries the lagoon can leave long hitters with a chance of reaching the green in two. For most golfers, however, the wiser choice is to play safely to the right, where strategically placed bunkers still demand accuracy and thoughtful positioning. Even then, the hole continues to reward patience over impatience, with every shot influencing the next. The fourth changes the rhythm of the round. For the first time, courage becomes part of the strategy. The only question is, how much of the lagoon are you willing to carry? Every great golf course has a signature hole. At the Serapong, hole 5 is the one. From the tee, the golfer is greeted by one of the most spectacular panoramas in championship golf. Across the water, Singapore's skyline rises beyond one of the world's busiest ports, where towering container ships create a constantly changing backdrop unlike anywhere else in the game. The scenery may be unforgettable, but the golf demands complete attention. A well positioned drive is essential to avoid the fairway bunkers before a precise approach to a subtly contoured green guarded by Sentosa's white sand. It is a hole that captures the spirit of the modern Singapore, where world class golf and one of the world's great maritime cities exist side by side. The sixth is one of the Serapong's most recognizable holes. Running alongside the Singapore Strait, it combines a strategic golf with one of the course's most iconic landmarks. The ideal drive favors the left side of the fairway, while a more aggressive line beside the water shortens the approach but brings the sea channel into play. The second shot is defined by the famous Dragon's Tooth, a rugged rock formation that stands between the fairway and the green. More than a dramatic visual feature, it particularly obscures the target and demands precise distance, trajectory, and commitment. Water, rock, and brilliant white bunkers combine to create one of the course's most memorable holes. At Sentosa, few landmarks are more enduring than the Dragon's Tooth. The seventh is one of the Serapong's most scenic driving holes, framed by the tropical rainforest on the left and the Singapore Strait on the right. It creates the unmistakable feeling of playing golf on the edge of an island. The fairway appears generous, yet every shot demands commitment. A well positioned drive opens the possibility of reaching the green in two, while most golfers will choose to build the hole through careful course management. A strategically placed fairway bunker near a towering rubber tree shapes the layup, rewarding those who think beyond distance alone. The green is spacious but well protected, placing a premium on arriving from the correct position rather than simply as close as possible. Few holes capture the character of the Serapong more completely, where championship golf meets the beauty of a tropical island. After a demanding stretch of golf, the eighth appears to offer a brief moment of relief. Appearances, however, can be deceptive. This attractive par 3 plays to a generously sized green, but deep white bunkers guard both sides, creating a surprisingly narrow target. Club selection is critical, particularly when the coastal breeze begins to influence the flight of the ball. A confidently struck iron can leave an inviting birdie opportunity. Missed by only a few meters, and the surrounding sand quickly transforms a routine par into a delicate recovery. The eighth is a reminder that championship courses rarely offers easy holes, only opportunities that must be earned. The outward nine concludes with a strong championship par 4. As the fairway unfolds, the elegant Serapong Pavilion comes into view. During the Singapore Open, this quiet corner of the course is transformed by grandstands, hospitality suites, and galleries, creating one of the tournament's most vibrant settings. The hole itself demands one final display of disciplined golf. Water guards the right side of the tee shot, while strategically placed bunkers narrow the preferred landing area. A well positioned drive opens the best angle into a green closely protected by bunkers. It is a fitting conclusion to the outward journey. Nine holes that introduce the beauty, the strategy, and the championship character of the Serapong. The inward nine is where the Serapong reveals the championship pedigree. As the course turns back towards the Singapore Strait, every hole places greater demand on the judgment, precision, and composure. Water comes into play more frequently, the greens become increasingly exacting, and shifting coastal winds ensure that no lead ever feels secure. This is a closing stretch designed not simply to test great golfers, but to create unforgettable championship moments. The inward nine begins with an inviting short par 4. A gentle dog-like bends to the right through a broad tree-lined fairway, encouraging an aggressive tee shot. Yet the smartest play is not always the longest. Fairway bunkers narrow the ideal landing area, while a trap on the left punishes any drive that strays from the preferred line. From the fairway, a short iron remains into one of the Serapong's newer greens, framed by the course's signature white bunkers. It is an inviting target, but only for those who have positioned themselves correctly from the tee. The 10th offers an early opportunity to build momentum, provided patience wins the battle over temptation. The 11th continues the opportunity, but asks a different question. The fairway slopes naturally from left to right, helping well struck drives feed into the ideal landing area. Longer hitters may be tempted to challenge the crest of the hill, leaving only a short wedge to the green, but accuracy remains far more valuable than distance. A well positioned drive creates the ideal angle for the approach, while even a slight miss quickly brings bunkers and trees into play. The 10th and 11th form an important phase of the round. They reward golfers who remain patient enough to let strategy, not ambition, dictate the score. Ranked as the easiest hole on the course, the 12th offers one of the Serapong's best scoring opportunities. This gently bending par 5 invites aggressive play, but only after a well positioned drive. Fairway bunkers influence both the layup and the decision to attack the green in two, ensuring that every option carries its own balance of risk and reward. For the longest hitters, eagle is a genuine possibility. For everyone else, careful positioning creates an excellent chance for birdie. Championship courses are defined not only by their toughest holes, but also by how they reward good golf. The 13th marks the beginning of the Serapong's demanding closing stretch. Ranked as the second hardest hole on the course, it immediately shifts the emphasis from making birdies to avoiding mistakes. Water guards the entire right side of the fairway, while brilliant white bunkers protect the left, leaving only a narrow ribbon of short grass between them. A well positioned drive opens the approach, anything less quickly turns the hole into a battle for recovery. With a large waste bunker framing the entrance to the green, confidence becomes every bit as important as precision. From here onward, every shot carries greater consequences. The 14th is one of the Serapong's most spectacular one shot holes. Set on a narrow strip of land, it is framed by Singapore Harbour on one side and a tranquil lake on the other, creating one of the most dramatic settings on the course. The scenery may be breathtaking, but the challenge demands complete attention. Coastal breezes frequently influence club selection, while the green falls gently away, leaving little margin for error. Surrounded by bunkers, it rewards only a confidently struck iron. By now, the championship is entering its decisive stage. On holes like this, one great swing can make all the difference. The 15th is a classic championship par 4, where precision is valued far more than par. Running alongside the sea channel, the fairway is bordered by water on the left and strategically placed bunkers on the right, leaving little margin for error. A confident drive to the correct side of the fairway opens the approach, while even a slight miss quickly turns an attacking opportunity into a battle for par. The green is equally well defended, with bunkers protecting both sides and a deep pot bunker waiting beyond the putting surface. Every shot demands complete commitment. By this stage of the round, fatigue begins to influence decision making. The 15th rewards conviction because hesitation is often greatest hazard. After the intensity of the 15th, the 16th appears to offer a brief moment of relief. This gentle dogleg left rewards a well positioned drive, creating the ideal angle for the approach. A picturesque stream crosses the hole before the green, adding beauty to the landscape while demanding one final moment of concentration. Protected by bunkers, the green offers little forgiveness for a careless approach. The 16th is a quiet reminder that championship golf is rarely lost through spectacular mistakes. More often, it slips away through simple ones. The 17th may be one of the shortest holes on the Serapong, but it arrives at one of the most important moments of the round. Beyond the green, the skyline of Singapore rises above Keppel Harbour, creating a view found nowhere else in the championship golf. Yet the scenery offers little comfort. The target is compact, a large bunker guides the right side, and precise distance control is essential to find the correct level of the green. For professionals, it is an opportunity to attack. For most golfers, it is a hole where restraint is often the wiser choice. Standing on the 17th tee, there is a growing sense that everything now leads to one final challenge. Every great championship course deserves a memorable finish. At the Serapong, that finish arrives on the 18th. This sweeping dogleg left has witnessed some of the defining moments of the Singapore Open. Water shadows the entire left side of the hole, while Sentosa's brilliant white bunkers shape every decision from the tee to green. The opening drive determines everything that follows. Challenge the inside corner, and the green may be reachable in two. Choose the safer route, and the patience becomes the better strategy. Following its redesign, the green was lowered and moved closer to the water, transforming the final approach into one of the most dramatic shots in Asian golf. Attack the green or trust your wedge. Either choice demands complete commitment. It is a closing hole worthy of one of Asia's great championship courses. A place where the tournaments have been decided, where courage has been rewarded, and where one final swing can define an entire week. Walking from the 18th green, you leave with more than memories of a spectacular views and championship golf. You leave with an appreciation of what vision, engineering, and nature can achieve together. On an island named Sentosa, peace and tranquility, golf has found one of its finest homes. There are golf courses remembered for their history, others for their scenery, and a select few for constantly reinventing what golf can become. Sentosa Golf Club belongs to that rare category. Built upon an island where every acre is precious, it has become a symbol of modern championship golf, combining outstanding design, world class conditioning, and a commitment to sustainability that continues to shape its future. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host Bhupendra Singh, and this is the Golfing Circle. See you in the next episode of TGC, where every course is a story.